Yes, yes, this is Mr. Controversy, and this is the infamous three-point conversion station. Keep it locked.
Yes, yes. It's another beautiful Saturday morning inside a three-point conversion sports lounge. And I'm your host, Mr. Controversy. Did you miss me? Yes, we live in effect today. Excited. Another good day to talk sports, man. Another day. I need to get out the house. You know, especially when you've been stuck in the house all week. It's good to get out sometimes. Yes, we're practicing our social distancing, so I'm good in here. But hey, I'm glad to have y'all, man. Hopefully y'all are safe, healthy, living life. Well, you living life, but you probably can't do as much. But it's cool though. We're here to provide entertainment. We are here for you once again. And again, man, like I said, it's a great day. It's beautiful outside. It's been beautiful for the last few days. And we're going to keep that trend going for you. First of all, I have, I'm not doing this by myself. And I have my engineer, producer, right-hand man, my guy, G. What up, G?
Yo.
I'm not letting G get away that easy. What's going on, man? How you been? How are you been during this time?
No, that's not how that works, man. That's not how that works.
Oh, we see G is in the mood, whatever. And then I got my guy on the phones today. This joke ain't been here for 10 weeks. The Intellectual, what's going on, bro?
What up?
How you been, man?
Man, trying to do this social distancing, dog.
Yeah, man. It's never thought we'd be in something like this, huh?
Man, it's ugly, man. It's just something different, dog. This our new normal, though.
You know what? I was gonna say that the funny thing I was just telling my wife because we had to do a doctor's appointment for my daughter through Zoom.
Oh, yeah, I think you called me right after.
Yeah, right. It was kind of weird. It was like, but I'm just like, man, I got a feeling this is about to be, like you said, a new norm. Like, I mean, why not? And I hate it because it might take away. Well, I shouldn't say because you still
give you family time, though, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying you still had a person at the doctor. She was still there. The receptionist or whatever. She was still taking my information, and then she switched it. So I guess people still had their jobs, but why not, man? It'd be, everybody talking about air pollution and all that. It'd be great for that. So.
And not just that, man. I don't know if y'all seen that a lot of the countries are looking better. The beaches are looking better. The grass is greener. Right. Things are actually better. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, but I tell you what's not better. The fact that we can't watch sports. But it's cool, though.
Ain't nothing to watch.
Nothing. But it's cool, though, man.
I was watching bowling last night.
Yeah, it's not fun. But, man, we have a great show lined up for you, man. We doing the best we can. Not that much to talk about, but we have stuff going on. Of course, we got to, we got the little news that's going on. It's the news that's been out, or whatever. But we're gonna put that out. But man, this past week, I've started this conversation, and I was really just talking about Patrick Ewing, but it brought up a lot of tension because people were talking about the 90s and who was better and things like that. And now it got to the point where a few people said the 90s were overrated.
Oh, my God. Here we go.
We have actually an article on the threepointconversion.com. It's called Unpopular Opinions and Unpopular Sports Opinions. And somebody mentioned that. Shout out to Alex Babb. And he wrote an article, a little paragraph on that as far as why he think it's overrated. So we're going to get into that. Is it overrated or not? We're really going to get into the truth, unbiased and everything. Also, we're doing the brackets, the tournament brackets. Today it is boxing movies. So we're going to do boxing movies, so that's going to be fun. Then we have an interview with Charlie Batch on today, so that'll be great to talk about his career. And then we have Battlegrounds. We have TJ Bentley going up against, my bad TJ, going up against Ryan Jones Sr., so that's going to be great. We'll have the results from last week. Battlegrounds with Trey Larkins going up against Alex Strauss. And then we have the new segment, Start, Bench, or Cut, where we will name 3 players of the same sports, probably the same type of player from different eras, and then we'll see who we want to start, bench, or cut. We have a great show lined up. We're going to have some fun. Let your family and friends know they can listen to the show live locally at 1100 a.m. WWWE The Real. Also, we're live on our Facebook page, the 3 Point Conversion Facebook page. What's up? What's up? Also, we're on TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Radio Now. Then you can listen to the podcast or let somebody else know they can listen to the podcast later on the 3pointconversion.com and or on iHeartRadio. Just go for the 3pointconversion.com. On TuneIn, iHeart, and Radio Now, if you want to listen live, look up 1100 WWWE. All right? So it is now time to get to these quick hits. Let's get it. What up, Sherm? All right, here we go. So, a nearly 100-year-old bat that the Yankees legend Lou Gehrig used, it sold for $1,025,000 this past week by a private buyer. Chris Ivory, director of sports auctions at Heritage Auction in Dallas, said that the bat is significant as it was the once sent to manufacturer to use as a model for any other bats produced for Gehrig. D, you think it's worth that?
Man, that's $10,000 a year, ain't it?
Basically, yeah. Do you think that's worth? I can't. I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't.
I mean, it's a 100-year-old bat, so I mean,
but it's a old bat.
Yeah, even beyond it being Lou Gehrig's, right? That's a 100-year-old bat, man.
It's the one he's like, oh, I like this bat. Make the bats like this. So it's like the original copy of the bat.
So I guess my question is, so now I have this bat for $1 million. Now, if he's saying, okay, I want my grandson to sell this for $5 million, cool, but just to have I ain't paying for $1 million to have a bat, dog.
Yeah,
I go look at it. I go look at it at the museum. You know what I'm saying? So forget that. Moving on. The XFL was suspending day-to-day operations and all employees have been laid off. The league had a conference call to inform employees of the decision. The decision came less than 24 hours after the league gave fans back all money in their season tickets accounts, including deposits for 2021 season tickets. The league had plans to play a second season in 2021, but there are reports that the league currently has no plans to return. Oh, dang.
That's what I was going to say. It sounds like there's the XFL.
Okay, so that sounded like that was a way out. To me, I thought they were doing well. It looked like they were doing good. It looked like they were doing well.
They probably was doing good, but you're talking about ain't no money no more. You know what I mean? Like they can't make money no type of way in a professional league that's only been here less than a year.
Less than 2 months.
2 months.
Right. That's a lot of money, man. It got to go.
But I just thought, I don't know. I just thought, looking at it, it was doing well enough to where, first of all, it was doing good for the players because it was working, whatever they were doing. But then also, it did give us that fixer. Hey, let's watch this. A lot of people was watching. I mean, more people than you thought was watching the XFL. You know, because it was good football. It wasn't like, what was that league? I keep forgetting, the IFL, the WFL, Week Football League. What was it called? The one that came out.
That other league.
The other, yeah, whatever it was. Oh. It was, that did horrible. But the XFL was doing great. And then the fact that you would have players keep coming into the XFL who didn't get picked up because they were getting picked up by the NFL. Who wasn't getting picked up after the draft. It was like a development league. I thought it would work, man. I mean, I'm shocked that they would come to that conclusion. Hopefully they can come up to some resolution, but wow. But anyway, moving on. Speaking of the NFL released the list of rule proposals that clubs would vote on during upcoming owners' meetings. The pass interference rule was not among them, making it possible that the league to abandon the rule and return to what was in place prior to 2019 season. Yeah, because I don't think it just slowed the game down for me. But one of the proposals that will be discussed, however, is to amend Rule 4, Section 3, Article 2, to prevent teams from manipulating the game clock by committing multiple dead ball fouls while the clock is running.
We might as well call that the Bill Belichick rule.
Yeah. Well,
it might be called the Mike Vrabel rule because he did it in the playoffs.
The reason I said Bill Belichick is because it stopped Bill Belichick from winning.
Right. Yep. You're right.
But Belichick did it too. He did it first.
I know, but when Belichick did it, it was okay.
Right. It was like whatever. He's smart. But when he did it, when Vrabel did it, he cheating now. So yeah, I agree with that, D. I feel you.
No, we ain't gonna be able to let this happen. We can't do this to Bill. Bill can't. No, this can't happen to Bill.
Because if he does it, if that happens, Bill gonna come back cheating even more, like a crazy type of cheating. Now he ain't got Brady either. So yeah, so you already know, man. Moving on. Drew Brees will join NBC Sports to serve a prominent role in their football broadcast and a contract that will begin after he leaves the NFL. He will initially start as a game analyst for NBC's Notre Dame broadcast and a studio analyst for NBC's Football Night in America.
They thirsty.
Wait. So let me get it straight. So if he's going to be a studio analyst for NBC's Football Night in America, that means Chris Collinsworth is gone then.
Yeah, they're looking to replace him.
They've been trying to work on that anyway. Weren't they trying to get Peyton Manning?
Well, the NBC is probably going to replace Chris Collinsworth.
Yeah,
as far as either with the pregame show or in the booth.
If I'm Chris, though, I'm quitting on y'all. If y'all already got Drew Brees to replace me, I'm quitting tomorrow.
So that's
I'm quitting in week 3. So y'all in the middle of getting this, I'm gonna quit now.
Right, but you know what? It does say studio analyst, so I guess he will be in there with Tony
Dungy.
Tony Dungy. Now,
Tony Dungy and Rodney Harrison.
And let me say this real quick: a lot of people always talk about Chris Collinsworth. I don't see the big deal I don't see why people hate Chris Collinsworth.
I like Chris.
Yeah, Chris knows what he's talking about.
Yeah,
he's irrelevant, Yeah.
And he got that country drawl.
Right. And, yeah, so no, I'm cool with that. But that's what's up, man. Shout out to Drew Brees. And last but not least, the NBA has indefinitely extended its moratorium on all transactions. There will be no trades, player options, or team options decisions made during the moratorium. But now, it did come out. I just saw that they're saying that they have no plans of delaying the start of the NFL season. So we'll see how that goes. But if it's one league that can't do that it'll be the NFL.
By this time, we should already expect things to start becoming extended, longer, whether it's the free agent period, and not just the NBA, the NFL, the MLB. Everything is different now. So any decisions that we hear about, they should be expected at this point, right?
Right. Oh, also with the NBA, they're saying that players are trying to make the owners vote on moving the free agency. I think the draft. Free agency. I think it's free agency and the draft to August 1st. So,
I think that they should move because you don't even have an opportunity to look at no players. You can't like you driving. We know the NBA drafts off potential already, right?
Right.
But you're really drafting off potential now, right? Like I don't know what you really. I couldn't get your measurements. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that. And we thought that with that year, Eddie Curry and them got drafted, that the draft was bad. Wait till you see this year. It was already only four heavy. It was the top four that we really thought was good anyway, right?
Hey, they're gonna be going at the end of the second round, or close second round, mid second round. They're gonna be like, well, I do like his shoes. That's gonna be the side effect.
Go ahead and grab him. He got on the Jordan.
Right. He must can play. All right, man. We're gonna take a quick break, and we will be right back. About to start some mess. Keep it locked.
Kids follow your lead. Help them stay healthy. Wash your hands. Don't touch your eyes, nose, or mouth. And cover coughs and sneezes. Clean and disinfect the objects you touch often, like your phone, the remote, and doorknobs. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. And if you're the one who's sick, stay home. This station is part of the Beasley Best Community of Caring, and we care about your family. For more info, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19.
Hey folks, just a quick reminder that no matter the time of the day and no matter what day of the week, East Coast, West Coast, all points in between, we are always on. So go to your app store and download the Real 1100 app and listen wherever and whenever. The Real.
Hey, this is Gary Payton. Y'all listen to 3-Point Conversion Radio. It's the bomb.
Get ready. From the oven to your ears, it's now time for the Hot Topic.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. It's your man, Mr. Controversy, here with my co-host, The Intellectual.
Yes.
And this next topic, the Hot Topic, or next segment, the Hot Topic, man, is about to be fun. Get ready. We about to dive in. Do this for real. Shout out to my man, Dwayne Chambers, a.k.a. Simha the Barber. I mean, I can promote, check his page out on the Instagram at Simha the Barber, SIMHATHEBARBER. Dang, Simha, I would tell him to go to the shop, but, y'all closed, so. But still my guy, man. So, this week, all last week, or this past week, it's been nonstop. Since last Saturday, talking about the 90s. Is it overrated? I wouldn't say underrated, but is it overrated? They didn't play defense. They didn't do this, then you had some saying, 90s was the golden age, basketball. No, they had a great player. Some said, well, the basketball style was old or different or what have you. So it's been a big debate all week. So, D, I'm going to let you get the first snag at it. Do you believe, when you look at the 90s in totality, when you look at it, do you think it was overrated, or how do you view it as far as, was it the golden, I'll ask you this, was it the golden era of basketball?
Okay, so, of course, I was born in the 80s, right? Mm-hmm. So when the 80s was playing, I didn't see it the same way, right? Like, you could watch the games and you could say, oh, I remember this, I remember that. But you don't remember basketball when you're 7 years old, right?
Right.
You really start remembering it when you're 11, 12, 13.
I'll give 9. I even give you 9. 8, 9, you remember,
right.
I can remember that. You know what I'm saying? You might not be in the mindset you are now to understand it fully, but you can go back and remember those games when you were 9. But go ahead.
And you grasp it, right? But when you 10, 11, 12, 13, you getting into it. You know what I'm saying? So that was my age, the 90s. Was it overrated? Heck no. That was balling time, baby. Do you know how many people in the top 50 that played in the 90s? It's a lot of people.
Right. True. I mean, but I will say this, though.
The top 50 came out in
the 90s. But still, but when you think about that, though, That's good. But they had, I mean, I think they selected like certain from the 80s, certain from
yeah,
the 70s.
they did 50s. They did George Mikan in there. You know what I'm saying? So it's people there. Don't get it twisted. But the 90s was the 90s, baby.
See, this is what I think. I think that when you look at the golden era, to me, I don't think it was strictly the 90s. I think the golden era, because people try to look at it through decades. I don't look at it through decades. I look at it from 84 to 94, maybe 95 if you want to throw that in there. I think that was when you had that was the golden era of basketball because, of course, you had the greats, but basketball was starting to be played a certain way.
And it became global, right?
Right, but I'm saying right, but I'm saying I'm just looking at the style of play. You had different styles of play, but it was more of ball movement. You started to see it was a lot of teamwork, and it was physical. It was tough, but you had to be mentally strong to play. Now, from 96 to 99, because the decade starts from 2000 to the
96 to 99 kind of iffy.
Yeah, because you know why? Because you had the expansion teams, and when you had expansion teams, what happens? Now the teams get dispersed. Like you got to break up teams. You got to have these people.
Like you said, that's 82 games with two different teams that ain't good.
Yeah, but not just that. You got to remember they have the supplemental. What is it called? G? Is it
the supplemental draft?
I don't know if it's a supplemental. Is it called a supplemental draft for that, or is it?
It's just an expansion draft.
Expansion draft. Okay, just expansion draft. Like B.J. Armstrong, for instance, and I say this because I know you can relate, D. But B.J. Armstrong was picked up by Toronto.
We hated that.
Right, but I'm saying it. So people start getting moved, these important pieces. Remember, BJ was a starter, but he got moved. So I'm saying, so you had a lot of, so teams kind of broke up. So you didn't have the teams like in the 80s where the teams were like, you had a whole bunch of great players on, the same team. That kind of changed. So, and you kind of started to like, maybe you might have two great players. I mean, honestly, in the 90s, you didn't really have, you might have had a few teams that had two great players, which probably was drafted back in the early 90s or 80s. But after that, you just had like that one great player, and that was it in 96 through 99. So I think the golden age for me is 84 through 94 or 95, I believe. So, but still, like defensively, I was told, or a lot of people say this, I want to say I was told, a lot of people believe that defensively it wasn't good in the 90s.
Patrick Ewing, one of the best defensive centers ever. Literally. So people don't give him the respect that he deserves, right?
Right.
Patrick Ewing was a great defensive center. We haven't even talked about his fadeaway jumper.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Man, we can go on names. We can talk about Dominique Wilkins. You know, like it's so many names we can go there and do that with. It's big, man. That era big, man.
Go ahead.
It doesn't make any sense to say the defense wasn't good because, I mean, even though there are a lot of hard fouls, you couldn't play zone like you can today.
Right.
Exactly.
Zone defense is allowed in the league now, and so players don't have to move. They don't have to slide their feet. They don't have they don't have to guard a man. They can guard an area.
And even what Jabari Parker said earlier this year, I don't have to play defense. Remember, he signed that $20 million contract. Well,
right.
Maybe it was last year with the Bulls. You couldn't have said that in 1993.
Right.
You're not playing again if you.
You're not ever playing again. You can get out the way.
And here's another thing, D. I'll say this. So when you look at, because I still can't believe they say that with defense, and I think a lot of people watch. Shout out to my guy Ray Land. He's on chat talking also, but we were talking about this as far as how a lot of people people that say, most people now he's saying this. He was born and watched the 90s. He grew up in that era, so he's validated, you know. But you got a lot of people that been saying this who was born in 87, 88, 80. Like you can't talk about the 90s if all you saw was classics, NBA classics.
Yeah, you can't do that, dog.
Because all they showing is
you had to be there.
games.
What Cameron say on his stuff, you had to be there, son.
And look at this though. And then my thing is, I was also told that because you look at the players today, which are more skilled. I agree, they are, but that doesn't mean that they still know the game. Like to me today, and I'm not trying to compare today, but I'm just saying today is lacking the fundamentals, right? So you look at a player from the 90s, like he talked about, I know somebody talked about not Ewing, but Charles Oakley, and said, look at Charles Oakley. He wasn't even that good. I said, so because he wasn't even that skilled, basketball is not just about skill. Like,
he wasn't good for what, though?
But look,
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
But listen, so Charles Oakley probably one of the best defenders that played in this game. A great rebounder. He didn't have no athleticism, couldn't jump, but because he knew how to play the game, he was fundamentally sound. That's what he did. I mean,
and his role wasn't to score.
Right.
But some people look at it if you're not a scorer, then you're not any good. His role was to play defense and rebound.
It's the same way that they do Draymond Green right now, right? Like, because of that year he had last year and the people that weren't there, it seems like he wasn't that really good. Let the Golden State Warriors play without Draymond Green. I bet they don't win none of them titles they won.
Exactly. Now I'm gonna go to the chat room. Ray was saying that Ray Lynn was saying that he think that he's saying at the time you commented he was referring to the 1996 expansion team. He's saying that the expansion team he don't think that really played a part. I think that's what he's saying, that didn't play a big part, because he was saying that like Neek, I guess he was referring to you when he said Neek wasn't that good in the 90s.
Who wasn't that good in the 90s?
Neek tore his remember Neek tore his not ACL.
In the late 90s.
Yeah,
in the early 90s, he was a monster.
Yeah, he was good. Until he tore his not ACL, but his Achilles. Yeah, he still was good until he tore his Achilles in 95. I think. I mean 90. Was it 95 or 96? I know he got traded in 94.
If he want to say it, this is what we can say. At the end of the 90s, Nick wasn't that good. Okay, there you go. The end of the 90s.
But from 90 to 95, before he tore his Achilles, he was balling. But I don't even want to get into players or who was better. I'm not saying that. It's more. I'm just talking about the skill part of the game. People look at the 90s as the rough period, like Alex Babb says in the chat room, 90s style of play was bad before the expansion teams. No, it wasn't. Like, that's not the 90s. Y'all looking at NBA classics. What was horrible was, not horrible, but what was physical was the 80s. That was the era where people was getting clothesline and all. In the 90s, it didn't happen like that. The only team that was like that was the Knicks. That was it.
Yep. David Stern started changing the league.
Right. Other than that, it changed. When the Pistons got beat, when the Bulls finally dethroned the Pistons, it changed. And I remember Mike saying we want to get rid of that type of basketball. And then, Knicks still had that. They were still that tough team, but that was the only team in the 90s when it opened up. So I don't understand where people are saying that, man. Like I said, I think the fact that, because when people see those videos and see those classic games and they show the Knicks games and they show that, you go by that or you go by highlights. But like I always say, you can't just go by highlights. I don't judge Bill Russell like that anymore. I stopped doing that because I never watched Bill Russell play. So just because I see highlights, I can't say, oh, Bill Russell was garbage. I can't say that. I don't know.
Controversy, not just that, right? The 90s is what transformed the NBA to what it is today. The global phenomenon it is today. That's what the 90s did.
Right. Go ahead, G.
Along with that, I think the way that the European players being influenced, like every European player is influenced by Larry Bird in some way.
Somehow.
Where the guys who are 6'11", 7 feet want to shoot from the outside when that wasn't how the NBA game is played.
Right.
And like I said before, zone defense allowed for what the game is now. And then you have the analytics of a lot of people saying, well, 3 is better than 2, so let's just shoot a lot of 3s.
Right.
And that's why the game looks how it does today, compared to the 90s where there was more variety in how teams played. The pace may have been slower, but you weren't seeing just teams just shoot a bunch of 3s and try to get out on the break and people just using their athleticism. Teams ran plays. Teams had a strategy. If they were going to be physical, they played that way. If they were going to shoot 3s, that team may be exciting to watch, but they weren't going to win.
Right.
Right. And that's why even to this day, right? What do we say about teams that shoot the 3 like that, right? Man, they ain't gonna win, man. They ain't finna win, man. They not gonna win.
Now, if you can't shoot, you have no chance.
Right.
But that's because of the rule changes that allow for that to happen, for the game to be wide open.
So
No, but what I mean is, you're right. If you can't shoot, you're not gonna win. But as far as just being a 3-point team, we still say you can't win. And what does the result say? You can't win just shooting no 3. You got to be. So with the Golden State Warriors, right? They was an offensive powerhouse and they shot the 3. But you know what they also did? Play defense, moves the ball around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like they had everything. Speaking of Golden State, Alex Babb said that Don Nelson literally refused to watch the '94 finals because the basketball was so ugly. Now I will say this: that's Don Nelson, though.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Even though he
been playing this style of basketball since the '80s.
Even though Don Nelson, he did open up basketball, but Don Nelson, Don Nelson might not watch basketball today because the way he.
Well, Don Nelson, nothing against him because I think he's one of the greatest coaches ever. But he also looked like he had a fifth of Hennessy sitting behind his feet.
And then shout out to Steve, man, my guy. Steve says that Heat were like the Knicks. Pat Riley changed Heat, made them physical. And to me, I think there's nothing wrong with a physical type game. I think that's why you have some people that grew up in this era watching the basketball, hate that era, or don't think it's good basketball because it's not physical today. But that's basketball is a physical sport. You set picks. You set picks. You don't let nobody just get an easy layup. No, you're going to foul them.
You argue. You make hard fouls. You talk trash to each other. That's what basketball is.
I mean, that's what it was. So, I mean, again.
You can't do it now.
Again, I think because, like I said, shout out to Ray Lynn because he's one of the most – he grew up in that era. So, for him to say that, it's like, man, But, like, I know a lot of people that's younger.
Take zone defense out of the game today. We're going to see who's actually any good.
Right.
Yep, exactly. Right. Exactly.
That's what
There's a lot of run and jump guys in the league right now.
And people think zone defense was created for Shaq. Again, zone defense came out that it was created. Shaq was some of that, but it was created because Mike demanded. Because Mike couldn't play defense. When he came back, David Stern wanted him back. That's when they implemented the zone defense.
They did it for a 38-year-old Mike.
They wanted him to come back. And they knew, because at that time, basketball wasn't as high as it was, but they knew when Mike
Listen when it happened. You remember Allen Iverson crossed over Michael Jordan? They said, hey, zone defense. Zone. We can't have this out here. We cannot have this out here happening.
Stupid. All right, man, we're going to take a quick break. Great debate, and we will be right back.
Or just 6. The staff here at Real 1100 AM would like to encourage you to social distance yourselves. While you may feel disconnected, you can always connect with us at real1100.com. So remain at a safe distance. Call, text, or email a friend and tell them to join you at real1100.com.
Yo, what's up, baby? This your boy Deontay the Bronze Bummer Wilder, and you're listening to my guys at 3-Point Conversion, baby. Yeah.
All right, we are back inside a 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Whew. What's going in the chat room? All right, man. So we're going to bring it down just a notch. We've been doing tournaments, and the what was the last week? It was the 2-on-2.
Right.
And barely by the chin, Shep and whatchamacallit, they won last week. So they beat out Billy Ho and Sydney. So they won the tournament. So today's tournament, we're doing boxing movies, the best boxing movies. And we're going to let G take it over. Go ahead, G.
All right, this is the best boxing movies. I picked 16 movies. Do not at me about seating or if your favorite wasn't included.
Wait, Rick not here, so go ahead. You know that was Rick.
He watching though.
I know, right? What up, Rick?
All right, so we're gonna start with we're gonna go in a different order here. We're gonna start with the number 6 seed, The Great White Hype.
Oh,
versus
that was funny.
Versus the 11 seed, Rocky 3.
Let's see which one was Rocky 3. That was with Clubber Lang?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go with it's an upset for me, dog. It's The Great White Hype. Clubber wasn't good, man. That wasn't a good Rocky, man.
Ooh.
That wasn't a good Rocky, man. That Rocky was real fugazi, baby.
Yeah.
That was like Rocky 6 with what's the boxer name that was in what's his name that beat what's the name up?
What was in Rocky 6?
Antonio Tarver.
Yeah, Antonio Tarver. That's up there with that Rocky. That's one of the worst.
I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go to Great White Hype. That's actually it's not an upset. Great White Hype is what, number 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rocky 3 is 11.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with Great White Hype. I'm with you. But no, I'm with you though.
All right. We got the number 5 seed, Ali, versus number 12, Rocky 4.
How many Rockies at the bottom?
Okay, I know you said we can't do it. I'm gonna be quiet. I can't. You got Rocky 4? Okay, I ain't gonna do it, Z.
Wait, yeah. Rocky 4? That's the one where Apollo Creed died?
Yeah.
Oh no, you bogus, bro. I can't do this. I can't do this. Hey, I'm not doing this with you with quarantine day.
I got Rocky 4. Come on, man.
I got Rocky 4.
That's still to me the best Rocky.
That's the best Rocky.
I know Rocky 1 is dope, but Rocky 4 is the best Rocky.
So I'm taking Rocky 4 over Ali.
Yes.
I'm not looking for another chance. I just want to know why. When he was riding around in his Lamborghini.
about to cry and everything, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's hard, bro. I don't like that matchup in round 1, bro.
What y'all got, y'all? What y'all got? I'm going Rocky 4.
I'm going Rocky 4,
They said
too.
Rocky 4 on the chat line.
Because Ali actually wasn't great, but I'm going to give it to him because it was Will and it was about Ali.
Hey, this is the last thing. Go ahead, Jay, after this. If he dies, he dies. Come on, man. That's like the greatest line.
Hey, that became a whole meme after Lil Wayne came up with that song.
Right.
If he dies, he dies.
That was the
Come
best.
on, man. Come on, man.
All right, G, go ahead.
No, awful. Okay, anyway. Number 3 seed, $1 Million Baby versus number 14, Gladiator. Not the Gladiator with Russell Crowe.
You talking about the Gladiator with Louis Gossett Jr.? No, with that white boy. That white boy against Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yes, that one.
Ooh, that's a good movie. That's a good movie, baby. What against $1 Million Baby?
I'm gonna go with $1 Million Baby.
I'm going with Gladiator.
What y'all say, chat room? What you got?
$1 Million Baby versus Gladiator, the one from the 90s, not Russell Crowe.
With Cuba Gooding Jr. trying to fight when he supposed to get his brain stem messed up.
Ooh, you know what? That was a good movie though.
On the real, that was a good movie.
But that $1 Million Baby was good though, man.
It was, but I got to go with Gladiator.
Okay, so we got $1
Million
Baby.
Baby.
Because I know they lagging. What you think? Let me ask you.
I'm gonna go with $1 Million Baby, even though a lot of people hate the ending.
It was the worst. It was the worst.
A lot of people hate the ending, but up until that point, it's a good movie.
So we got $3 Million Babies and one Gladiator.
Ride with y'all joint there.
So we got Gladiator. We got $1 Million Baby.
All right, number 4 seed, The Fighter, about Mickey Ward, versus number 13, Undisputed, with Ving Rhames and Wesley Snipes, with the prison fight.
Wait, The Fighter was what?
About Mickey Ward with Mark Wahlberg, Christian Bale.
Oh, I ain't gonna...
So here's the thing. Undisputed was very low budget.
Yeah, definitely. You can see it in the movie.
And it had lower and lower budgets with each Undisputed after that.
Right.
There were like 4 of them.
Now we at like 19, right? Ain't it Undisputed 19?
Something like that.
Yeah. I got to go with The Fighter, man. Undisputed wasn't good to me.
I'm going to go with The Fighter just off pure brilliance of a movie. The Fighter was a real good movie.
Right.
But Undisputed, if he had to win against something else, he might have upset him.
Undisputed, one of those movies, if you at the house and you chilling watching this on HBO.
Quarantine. That's a quarantine movie.
You catch it like in the middle of it, you might watch it. You know what I'm saying? It might be interesting.
If you catch it when they start fighting.
Right, you might watch it.
Yeah.
All right, G, go ahead.
The number 7 seed, Rocky 2, versus number 10, Cinderella Man.
Oh,
Rocky 2.
Yeah, Rocky 2.
Cinderella Man, I couldn't catch it. It was something about it while watching it, I couldn't catch it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Number 8 seed, The Great White Hope, versus number 9, Creed.
Creed was a great movie.
Creed.
I think
Creed.
I even like Creed too, but Creed was a great movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Creed.
Yeah, I gotta go.
And I like the movie that you talked about previously. What was the name of it again? I'm sorry.
The Great White Hope.
That's what. Yeah, I like the Great White Hope.
Yeah, it was good too. That was good.
You talking about the original one or the one with Damon Wayans?
The original one.
Well, the Great White. That's the Great White Hype.
Right, rewrite. My fault.
The Great White Hope is about Jack Johnson. Well, they had to fictionalize Jack Johnson, but it was his story.
Yeah, it was a good movie, but Creed is something for the culture.
Yeah, Creed was good. I like Creed.
All right, so put in Creed. All right, number 2 seed, Raging Bull, versus number 15, Southpaw.
I'm gonna go Raging Bull.
Y'all probably gonna hate this, and it's gonna be because I ain't even really into Raging Bull. It's too old for me.
I'm gonna go Raging Bull.
I'm riding with Southpaw.
I movie came out in 1980, so it's as old as you. Anyway.
Yeah,
exactly.
But I'm going Raging Bull. I'm going Raging Bull. That's a classic right there. It's a great movie. I'm going Raging Bull. So we got one Raging Bull on the chat. We got one Southpaw. All right, y'all. It's almost up to y'all. What you got, G?
I'm going to ask Deshaun. Raging Bull or Southpaw? Which is the better?
See what he said.
Oh, he said Southpaw.
Because he like 15 years old. He ain't seen Raging Bull.
Southpaw was a good movie, man.
But he like 15, dog. He probably even know what Raging Bull is. He probably think it's about.
Southpaw was a good movie, man.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying Raging Bull is a classic.
All right, we got
Raging Bull.
Yeah, we got Raging Bull in the chat.
Okay.
All right, and the last first-round matchup, number 1 seed Rocky versus number 16
Rocky.
Digstown.
Yeah, right, Rocky.
All right. So we're going Rocky.
Okay.
I don't even know what 16 was.
Digstown.
The premise for Digstown is ridiculous.
I remember that's Louis Gossett Jr. and what's the white dude name?
James Woods.
James Woods. Yeah, I remember that.
Where he got to fight like 20 dudes in 24 hours.
In one day. That was a lot of work.
All right. Second round, $1 Million Baby versus Great White Hype.
Ooh, I got $1 Million Baby.
$1 Million Baby.
You know, I'm not gonna lie.
Great White Hype or Hope?
Hype. I wasn't a big fan of the Great White Hype.
It was funny as I don't know what, man.
I didn't think it was that funny. It was all right. I gotta watch it again because
I mean, because
I'm gonna watch it again, but
watch it. When he punched him in his face, he said, "Did this dude just punch me?"
I don't know. I didn't think it was that funny. I thought it was hype for real.
But you also got to remember the time it was for, right? It's when Living Color was popping.
Right. That's why
it's when more money was going on.
I gotta watch it again. But I'm going $1 Million. We going $1 Million Baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with $1 Million Baby though.
All right. The Great White Hype is basically a parody of the whole Larry Holmes Jerry Cooney fight.
Right.
Stuff leading up to that. So they just it was a parody of the whole thing. But you're going with $1 Million Baby. All right. The Fighter versus Rocky IV.
Rocky IV, easy.
Rocky IV. Rocky IV might win.
But I got Rocky IV on that. Let me see what they say in the chat room. But Rocky IV. G, what you say, G?
This might be part of the nostalgia argument that people have about like why 90s basketball may seem overrated. I think that's what y'all having about with this Rocky IV.
Nah, Rocky IV is legendary, baby.
Okay, the chat room saying Rocky IV too.
What you say, G?
In the chat they're saying Rocky IV.
But G, you ain't with Rocky IV, are you?
Not really.
I could tell by the seating.
Between these two, no.
Oh my God! Okay, go ahead.
What is it again? Is Rocky IV going against?
The Fighter.
No, man.
Go ahead. All right, G, go ahead.
All right, we got Raging Bull against Rocky II.
Ooh.
Hey, we can't have all these Rockies in the finals.
We sure can't, because it's going to be Rocky against Rocky. I ain't even seen Raging Bull, and I'm going for the upset. Raging Bull.
That's not an upset. Raging Bull number 2.
Oh, well, I'm going with Raging Bull.
Forget y'all. I'm going Rocky 2. But Raging Bull, because Rocky 2 is with...
You the only reason Raging Bull here.
No, everybody else said Raging Bull. I'm going Rocky 2. The chat room said Rocky 2. The chat room going Rocky 2.
That's the one when, who was it?
That was the rematch.
It was a rematch, right?
Yeah, that was classic.
Yeah, Rocky 2.
All right, so that is the upset, Rocky 2.
Wait, hold on, wait.
We got one for Raging Bull.
We got 2 for Raging Bull.
Oh, 2 for Raging Bull. You're saying Rocky 2.
Yeah.
Dennis, what are you saying?
Rocky 2.
That's Rocky 2.
Okay, all right.
So Rocky 2 moves on. All right, and Rocky versus Creed.
Oh my God, that wasn't supposed to match up like that.
Oh my God.
Gee, that wasn't supposed to match up like that, dog. That was supposed to meet in the finals.
Rocky is a classic.
Rocky is the only boxing movie.
But I think Creed, I'm going to go with an upset.
No, it's not. Hold on. Listen, Raphael, before you make your decision, right? This is controversial. You have to think about cinematographic.
I'm not even going up. No, I'm not going up that. I know. I'm not going up that. I'm going by. Hold on.
Since 1978.
I'm not going by that. I'm just going by the storyline the fact that it was made off, Rocket Apollo, but
People in '78 had the same storyline.
but I'm just saying, Rocky was in the movie training Apollo's son. Didn't he lose?
Yes.
Come on, man.
No. Wait. He lost. He won did he even? Has he won in the Creed?
Dang.
Yeah, he
I think
did.
he won the second one. I'm going Creed.
Are we in the chat? They're saying Rocky. So,
okay,
yeah.
okay. I mean, I'm not mad at it, but
All right, in the semifinal.
I'm going with the coach. I'm riding with Creed.
Well, Rocky already won.
Okay, but I'm just saying. I just wanted my vote out there.
All right, so in the semifinal, we got Rocky 2 versus $1 Million Baby.
Rocky 2.
yeah, I gotta go Rocky 2. I gotta go Rocky 2.
Rocky 2?
Yeah, I mean, I like $1 Million Baby, but it can't.
Yeah.
It can't mess with Rocky 2. I think they're gonna go.
I'll
Rocky
see what they
2.
say in the
What
chat.
the
They're
chat
probably
say?
gonna
What the chat say?
no one's voted yet. So Rocky 2, $1 Million Baby. So we'll go with the other one. So is it possibly an all Rocky final? Rocky versus Rocky 4.
Ooh, this is gonna be the different. This is gonna be the
Rocky is the 5, right?
no Rocky number 1, and then Rocky.
Rocky is the one seed.
No. Rocky is a different Rocky.
Oh no, Rocky 1. No, just a regular Rocky.
The first one, the original.
That's okay. Against what?
Rocky
4.
Okay, so Rocky 2
Rocky
ended up winning
4?
the other one. You see,
I'm going with Rocky 4.
I'm going with Rocky 4 also.
That might be that's
an upset.
Top 5 movie of all times, and my top 5 is Coming to America and Harlem Nights. So if that's up there, meaning them black movies. If that's up there, hey, Rocky 4, hey.
What does that got to do with anything?
This Rocky 4, one of them movies, man.
No, Rocky 4 is one of the greatest movie. Okay, let's see. So we got one Rocky. We got this in the chat. Then we got one Rocky 4. I'm waiting for them to vote. G,
All
what?
right, we got one.
We
for
know
Rocky
what G
4.
feel. We got another for Rocky 4. So I know what G.
I've
said.
seen Rocky 4 more than I've seen Rocky. So I'll probably go with Rocky 4 on this one.
Actually, I'm finna change my vote. I'm going with Rocky. I'm just thinking about him meeting Adrian while he trying to walk her to the home, and he was a wise guy. He was a fighter for the mob. I'm rocking with Rocky.
So look, you got Rocky. You got Patrick with Rocky 1. So you got another Rocky 2.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Wait, I'm losing. I'm missing the count here. 1. Okay, 1 for Rocky, 2 for Rocky 4. Okay, that's a second one for Rocky. A third one for Rocky. And D, you said Rocky?
Yeah, I'm riding with Rocky.
And you say Rocky 4.
Mm-hmm.
I still think that's
Rocky.
Rocky.
4 1.
That's Rocky.
No, Rocky 1.
Because you said Rocky 4 though, right?
No.
No, G said Rocky 4.
It's still
one more Rocky than it is Rocky 4.
It's still one more for Rocky.
So how many Rockies? Okay, another Rocky 4 just came in.
What, you just wanted to be Rocky 4?
No, look, no. It was Damien said it, Ray Lynn, Ben Sutter. I said it, G said it. Then you said Rocky. And who else said Rocky? It was
Okay, for Rocky 4, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And for Rocky, it's 1, 2, 3. And D is 4. So it's a tie.
Go ask.
The next one come in is the answer.
No, we're gonna ask Deshaun.
Okay, Alex said Rocky.
I think
Alex
said
he already
Rocky,
voted.
yeah.
He already voted.
Trying to cheat.
That's
already
the spy then.
Ask Deshaun. No, he already said it.
All right, talk amongst yourselves. Let me get Deshaun or Josh in here on.
So I think so. Just ask one because we can't do two. But I think because here's the thing to me with Rocky. Rocky was good. Rocky was great. It's the first ever. The first one usually the greatest. But Rocky 4, like you said, the music. Wait, what we got? You?
I got a vote from Josh, and he says Rocky 4.
Yes,
so that's the tiebreaker.
Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all that, but let me tell you something. And this is what I tell people about a lot of things. When we just watched Bad Boys for Life, we was like, which one the best movie? It's Bad Boys. You know why? Because it set everything else up. You can't have no bad Rocky 4 if it ain't no Rocky.
No, whatever.
Rocky was a good movie.
That's how good Rocky 4 was. You even said it earlier that Rocky 4 was gonna win it.
It was. It was a great movie.
You said it
great.
yourself.
It was great. It was a great movie.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug. All right, we're gonna take a quick break, man. So wait, what was the final?
The final is Rocky 4 versus Rocky 2.
Okay.
We can end that now.
No, we're gonna let them vote. All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and we will be right back with an interview with Charlie Batch. Keep it locked.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
You are tuned into WWE Hapeville, AM 1100.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Hey, this is Jeff Garcia, former quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers, and you're listening to my guys on the three-point conversion.
Mr. Controversy here with my man D Intellectual.
What up?
Of course, we have another special guest. This is played in the league 12 years.
15.
Oh, you played 15?
Yeah,
don't short me on my years.
15 years. I'm miscalculating. 15 years. Played for, I know you played for the Detroit Lions, played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm not missing the team, right?
No, that's it.
That's it. Right.
4 years in Detroit, 11 with the Steelers.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Which is your hometown team, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And my man Charlie Batch. There you go.
Absolutely. I had to have the laugh. Well, not laugh with you, but, when you earn those years in the league,
yeah.
it's like, man, you need all of that, man. So I appreciate that. But it's an honest mistake that people make, though. It's good.
Can you talk about why you're here and what you're representing?
A couple different platforms. Talking about my foundation, which is the Best of the Batch Foundation. We actually are an educational foundation, and we focus on reading, computer literacy, and our STEAM programs. And we are now celebrating our 20th year with our foundation. We service over 3,800 kids annually. We have 13 different programs that we run throughout the foundation. So it's exciting to be able to talk about that, and we're getting ready to expand. We're adding on 26,000 square feet to our existing building, so that will take our numbers over 4,000 kids annually. So it's just exciting to be able to do that back in my hometown. And then the other platform is The Trust, which is powered by the NFLPA, and we actually help players, NFL players, transition away from the game. And a lot of people forget that. And you're like, okay, you know what? But when you only have trained to be a football player for so long and you live that out, and for me, my example, 31 years I played football. When that's taken away from you, like, what am I going to do this August? I'm supposed to be in training camp. Like, what the heck is going on? And you kind of, everybody kind of slips into that depression. Use that separation anxiety, figuring out what's next, and then hopefully you have that plan. And it doesn't matter how long you played. I played 15. I still slipped into that depression stage, but come out of it. What are you doing? What are you looking to do? We're helping to try to expedite that learning curve for a lot of people as they transition away from it. It's an earned benefit that players have created, and at this point, we just need them to activate their benefit. Go to playerstrust.com, activate your benefits, see what's out there for you. Because when you kind of remove the way that NFL players are removed from the game, you don't get that when you're in college, 5 years to play for, when your expiration date is graduation. This is day to day, year to year, and at some point, you may not get to the opportunity, but we want to make sure that we're actually letting people know, and it's just important. So I enjoy doing that. I've been doing it now over 5 years, so it's just exciting to be a part of.
I have to ask this question. This is more personal. I remember your first ever start. I remember watching it like it was a Monday night game. And what was that like, knowing it was your first start on Monday night?
For me, I was nervous. I couldn't get the start on local TV. I'm on Monday night. Man. And then you start thinking, for me, I was thinking about it. I'm thinking to myself, there's been a lot of players at that time that never played on Monday night. And here I'm like, man, here I am playing my first game on Monday night. And it was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool moment to go back. And, you're nervous, but you just want to play. And you want to prove to everybody, not even prove to yourself, but everybody else, man, I'm worthy of the draft pick. I know I can go out here and play. You want to prove to people that you can do so. So as I was learning, I was thrown in the fire. I was just trying to figure it out as I went along. And it's just exciting, but it was cool for me to be thrown into the fire because it allowed me at that young age, even though I didn't know what it would look like, when I got into that backup role, I knew how to prepare, knew the game speed, and was able to help the young guy out with that confidence of the coaching staff that I can go out there and still win games, and that allowed me the chance to play 15 years.
Yeah, we saw a lot of you, too. We both are Bears fans, so we saw a lot of you in your first couple of years.
But my first touchdown pass was against the Bears. Yeah. And I remember, and I'm sitting back, we were sitting on the 2-yard line, and it was, man, that's crazy. We were bringing memories up from like 25 years ago. And I remember we're sitting on the 2-yard line. Barry Sanders is behind me, and I hear the play call coming in. It's like a fake counter, and we're going to throw this pass. And I'm like, wow, we're on a 2-yard line. I faked the pass, faked the handoff to Barry Sanders. He fakes as if he's running in the 4-hole. We threw a post behind him because the safety jumps up. 98 yards touchdown was my first ever touchdown pass in Soldier Field. I'm thinking to myself, man, I guess this is how it's supposed to be.
It's not going to be air Sunday.
I didn't get back to 98 yards. My longest throughout my career was 87 to Heath Miller against the Miami Dolphins in 2006. But I'm thinking to myself, man, I don't know if I can go back one more yard and do a 99-yard touchdown. Right. And it's funny, all these years later, and I joke with Ben Roethlisberger, and he says, man, I had a 97-yard touchdown. I'm like, well, you still don't have my record. All the ones that you have, all these 50,000 yards that you have throwing the football, you don't have a 98-yard touchdown pass. And it's just that's my at least one mark that I have over Ben over anything else.
And then you started a few years with Detroit, and then when you went to Pittsburgh, you was the backup quarterback. But it's like you perfected that backup quarterback. I used to make a joke and say, shoot, it might be better off if the quarterback doesn't get hurt because the bench coming in, they're going to win. Right. So how did you get in that mindset to know that this is your role, but yet still, this is what I do? And the team felt like they rallied with you because they knew we were going to win. We could win.
And I think for me, number one is knowing your stuff. I knew the offense, and I prided myself on learning it or knowing it better than Ben in that situation because I knew I wasn't playing, but he was a young quarterback at the time. So when you're building relationships in the meeting room, you want to make sure, hey, what I'm telling you is for the benefit of yourself and the team. I'm not doing anything that's going to hurt you. And once we build that communication aspect, man, we be talking throughout, and I wanted to see him flourish throughout his career. Now, the way that he played at that time, man, this guy was no fear. He was running around, and he was injured a little bit, during that time. That allowed me to go into the game, win the ball game, but to prove to the coaching staff, Charlie can still play. So I needed that at that time. If I was in that situation over the past few years before he was injured this year, he played every snap. When you don't play, people forget about you. Then they want to go younger and get excited about the next generation. It was just something that really all kind of was put together. We won Super Bowls, And it provided me the opportunity and that platform that I can go out and play and win.
Absolutely. Now, you have 2 rings, so you've been to Super Bowl a lot. What is it like for a player? Like, we're media, fans here, hanging out, doing it. Like, what is it for a player, and how do you focus on the big game?
Right. And I think, well, it starts after that AFC Championship game, which is crazy because everybody's like, oh, man, you get excited. You come immediately into that building on Monday. You could be hungover, and that's okay. Coach is like, yeah, I understand. Celebrate. Do your thing. That room probably smells like liquor, and it's okay. But as you sit back, he's like, listen, we got to get all of the informational stuff out the way. I need to know rooms. I need to know Super Bowl tickets. I need you to travel. I need all of that by the time you come back here on Wednesday. So you have 48 hours to figure out all of that. Now you're trying to field those phone calls. Who's going, who's not? How you going to tell people no? Because you don't have all the tickets that are available for everybody, right? So you lose some friends. And it's not personal, but they're just not available for people. So now you have to figure out when they're going to come in. You understand the team travel, which you get in on Sunday. The family typically don't come in until Friday, because we still have business to do down here. So you're working back at home in your home city. You get down here Monday, you still kind of enjoy it because we wanted to make sure that let's not act like we're not at the Super Bowl, right? Right. So Monday, enjoy this. You earned it. Right. Tuesday, recover. Wednesday, as we are today, you're getting ready to go out and handle your business. So these 2 days will be critical. Friday, your family comes in, you go to dinner on Friday night, and then from there, you're kind of leaving them. You all enjoy the festivities. I have 48 hours to a game. And guess what? If we win, man, I could party the next 6 months.
That was the next question. What happens after that win? What happens after that win?
So after you win, you have the team has a big celebration at the hotel, and you party like crazy. Now, all they do is tell you, hey, man, congratulations. The first plane leaves at 10, 11, and 12. You better be on one of them. And if you're not on them, you're stuck in that Super Bowl city. So everybody parties all the way through. I didn't sleep. We went straight to the plane, and you're kind of riding home. So everybody is enjoying that moment, man. So it's just something that, man, I won't forget it. And the one that I do forget is the one we lost. We lost the third Super Bowl 45. We lost that to the Packers. And, of course, going through that whole celebratory thing, they're setting it up, and all of a sudden we lose the game, and you're just sitting there and it's like, man, we're down here at this party, and this boy's lame party over here. It's like a concession speech, right? You're bowing out of the presidential race, and you're just like, hey, guys, and nobody is back in your party. Ain't nobody back there. So we're like, all this food, the partying, the music's playing, and then nobody wants to dance. Like, you're just like, okay, we're here. We filled our obligation. Our family's here. I just want to go back in my room.
Go home.
Yeah, I'm ready to go to my cubby hole, man. Let me go back up here and grieve.
It's different because like when the teams that win, the reporter, hey, you just won, you did this. When you go to the locker room, lost. Okay, so what do you think about it?
It's one of the thing that, even though you answer those questions, the thing that ticked me off, right? So when you win and you go twice and you win, you don't know what it's like to lose, right? So we're walking out of Cowboy Stadium, and we literally are heading to the locker room, and we're everybody is silent, nobody coming in there. You're taking your pads off. You're like, okay, all right, we lost this game. And then all of a sudden you take off your pads, you're like, that daggone confetti fell in my in my jersey, man. You look at this confetti on the daggone locker room floor. You're like, man, now you're rethinking those thoughts. Now you're trying to do at that point, man, it just, let me get dressed as fast as I can, man, and get up out of here. But you still have to be respectful.
Big ups to our Sports Lounge crew for keeping the airways blazing each and every Saturday. But I want to send another special shout out to our team of writers at the 3 Point Conversion. You can visit us at the3pointconversion.com. You can also like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. How about the Gram? How about iHeart? How about Spreaker Radio? How about wherever you need it, baby? We got you covered. No mercy. Don't let up on him. Go hard on him, Mr. Controversy. Hit him with the stop it button.
All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge, and I wanted to thank everyone who is listening live. Also, who are watching live. The chat room is off the chain today, man. It's It's crazy, but I appreciate everybody. And we ask you to continue to support the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. But not only that, also support the 3-Point Conversion in itself. Of course, we're a sports media company, not just the radio, but also we have podcasts, but we cover professional sports teams, have your daily updates and everything. I know right now it's slow, so but we appreciate the support anyway. And now it is time for the most infamous, the most famous Stop It segment. Let's get it.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Yes, S-T-O-P, new word, I-T. Stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
All right, I'm going to go first, then we're going to take it to G. I'm going to go quickly. My Stop It goes to, it could go to Tom Brady. It could, honestly go to Tampa Bay. It came out, everybody was saying that, having names for Tom Brady going to Tampa Bay. So Tom Brady is seeking to trademark the name or term Tampa Bay. Tompa Bay. So Tampa Bay. That's what he wants to trademark.
Stop it.
He ain't even played a snap. Like he hadn't played a snap. Why are we naming it Tampa Bay? Like, first of all, it's corny. But so what happens if he doesn't win? You can't untrademark, can you? Like,
he can, but
corny.
Stop it.
Okay, my Stop It goes to someone connected to Tampa Bay. Well, they were, at least. And that's Jameis Winston. He is currently a free agent. And he's been replaced by Tom Brady, I guess you could say. But he said, one thing you can learn about me is my faith. I have tremendous faith in my Lord. And one thing about Tom Brady is it's understood that he is the GOAT. For you to get replaced by Tom Brady in a city that you love so much, I guess that's kudos to me.
Stop it.
Give him one more stop it.
Stop it.
Way to boost yourself up. I give you credit for that. I mean,
that LASIK surgery has made him.
No, you know who told him that? You know what that sound like? His uncle came, boy, they had to replace you with a great. He ain't even that great anyway. Come on, man. You know that was all
Uncle Charles.
That.
Uncle
Charles.
Yep.
All right, y'all. That concludes our Stop It segment. Get ready. I'm excited. Battlegrounds is up next. Battlegrounds, second part of the tournament. Battlegrounds. Keep it locked. Let your family and friends know. We'll be right back.
Let me break down to y'all what's so dope about the 3-point conversion. First of all, everybody is a fan of the game first. Second of all, everybody is a student of the game second. And third of all, we're the average sports fan just like everybody else. We're not coming in here walking with our nose tipped high, acting snooty, acting brand new. This is a grassroots organization. Bar none. The 3-point conversion, where fans' opinions matter. Be sure to visit the website www.the3pointconversion.com. Get your fix, get your articles, multimedia, and everything else that you, as a sports fan, need. So again, the3pointconversion.com. It's where it's at, man, where fans' opinions matter.
What's happening? It's your man Big T doing big things. Y'all know what it is. ATL Hawks official DJ and Rap City Forever. You're checking out the 3-Point Conversion Radio. You dig?
Yes. We are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Hey, man, y'all need to let people know that the Battlegrounds is about to go next. Y'all hear the music? Come on, man. Y'all need to start sharing this. We need people to listen to this and vote so they can understand what this is. Last week we had Trey Larkin versus Alex Strauss. And who will advance? Mr. Alex. He will advance to the next round. We appreciate you, Trey. I will say this. Trey did admit after he was like, yeah, man, I messed up. I misunderstood the whatchamacallit, the questions, the first question. So, hey, it happens like that sometimes. But we are here for Battlegrounds. And let me know if you all want to participate and do this, because this is what we do. Okay, so first off, we have Mr. Ryan Jones Sr. Ryan, are you there? I think that's Ryan calling in now. Give me 1 second. All right, Ryan, you there? I guess Ryan got disconnected. He's trying to come back right now. All right, so I hope somebody here. Mike, are you there?
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, Mike. What up, man? You're not new to this. This is how you do it, right? This is what you do.
Yes, sir.
Mike is looking to win at $100. And then now we do have Ryan Jones Sr. What up, Ryan?
What's up, man?
Yo, man. You ready to do this?
It is what it is. I'm ready.
Well, you don't sound too ready, man. Come on. You got to get hype for this. All right, y'all. So
I'm pumped.
So for y'all that never listened to this or played it, how it goes is it's going to be 3 rounds. I'm going to ask 1 question per round. I'm going to ask a question, and both contestants get to answer that question. Whoever goes first get up to 30 seconds to come up with the answer. They have 30 seconds to come up with the answer. And then if they're ready before the 30 seconds, they say, okay, I'm ready. But if not, they have 30 seconds. And then after that, they get up to 90 seconds to state their answer and their argument for their answer. After they get done, the next contestant goes on my cue. Both contestants go on my cue. The next one come automatically. I say, all right, let's go now, and they'll go. Next round of flip-flops, then it flip-flops again, the third round. Again, don't just listen to the answer. If I ask them about who's the best backup quarterback and one say Jeff Garcia, don't just listen to that. Listen to the argument. They have to present an argument. Listen to that as well, because they might be able to sway you. All right? And I need your votes. All right, so, Ron, because this is your first time, I'm going to let you choose. Pick a number between 1 and 64.
4.
Mike?
You said between 1 and 54?
64.
Oh, 23.
Mike, you got it. It's not 23. It was 45. But Mike catching on. All right, Mike, so you want Ron to go first, or you going to go first?
He can go first.
Okay. All right, Ron. You going first. But remember, this question's for everybody. I'm going to ask a question twice, all right? So, first question. Which college basketball player who left early would have been the greatest college basketball player ever if they stayed all 4 years since 1990? Not named Chris Jackson, Shaquille O'Neal, Carmelo Anthony, Kevin Durant, and Zion Williamson. I'm going to ask the question one more time. Which college basketball player who left college early would have been the greatest college basketball player ever if they stayed all 4 years since 1990? Not named Chris Jackson, which is Mahmoud Abdul-Aruf, Shaquille O'Neal, Carmelo Anthony, Kevin Durant, and or Zion Williamson. Ryan, you have 30 seconds to come up with your answer, all right? And just let me know when you're ready. Okay?
Okay.
All right, y'all. Again, let me know if y'all want to get in on this. Text me. Y'all could get in the chat room and say y'all want to do it on Facebook. Message me, Instagram, all of that. All right. Ryan, you have 10 seconds. All right, Ryan. Let's go now.
No question at all. Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis won every award they could possibly win in 1 year, plus the national title. I don't know how much more he had to do, but his numbers alone for the next 4 years, possibly he would have did a lot better in those 4 years. Those 4 years, as a freshman, winning all those awards, so you giving him 3 more years to be great, the game of basketball would have been completely easy to the guy, man. It's pretty easy now, but the fact that he won almost every award as a freshman, collegiate award, it's still shocking to me. So that's all I need. Anthony Davis, that's all.
All right. Mike, it's on you. Let's go now.
All right. I'm gonna actually stick a little close to him with his Anthony Davis pick, but I'm gonna say actually D Rose, man. Look at what D Rose did when he came into the league. He took the league by storm, becoming one of the youngest MVPs ever. You know what I'm saying? If you look at what his game progressed through his first few years, he would have been killing it in college. I mean, they got out of the way, you know, to the Final Four while he was still there in college and whatnot. And he was the main person, the main guy, you know what I'm saying, on that team. So had he, you know what I'm saying, kept progressing and showing, you know what I'm saying, in college what he, you know, was doing in the league his first couple of years, he would have easily been, you know what I'm saying, no doubt the greatest, you know what I'm saying, point guard that played in college ever. So, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to go with the hometown kid, D Rose.
All right, 2 great answers. Okay, this might be matching up to be a great battle. All right,
That's a good one, huh?
Second round. All right, Mike, you go first, and Ryan, you up next. All right. So here's a question. I'm gonna ask a question twice. Name the most underrated NFL running back since 1990. That's it. I'm gonna ask him one more time. Name the most underrated NFL running back since 1990. Mike, you have 30 seconds to come up with your answer. Or TJ Bentley. I always do that. My bad, TJ.
It's all good. It's all good.
Oh man.
Okay, I'm ready, man. I'm gonna stick with my first thought, man. I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay, let's go now.
I'm gonna go with the Ohio Buckeye. I'm gonna go with Eddie George, man. That guy was a phenomenal athlete. Stood about 6'4", ran upright. You know, Steve McNair got a whole lot of glory when they came short and that came up a little short in that Super Bowl. But man, Eddie George ran that rock, man. He was that excellent professional. He was always there, hardly ever hurt. I mean, he just did whatever he needed to do to get them where he needed to get them to. He was good out of the backfield as far as catching the ball and being a receiver and whatnot. So I'm gonna go with Eddie George.
All right, Ryan, it's on you. Let's go now.
I'm going with what most people say, not underrated, but I feel like still was underrated to some core, but probably just biased to the fans of that team. Frank Gore. Frank Gore's done a lot. He may not be a top 5 running back. Some may say maybe in the Hall of Fame because of the 49ers being good, but he did a lot for that team, from blocking to doing whatever. When they went to the Super Bowl the first year, everybody talked about Kaepernick. They talked about the defense. I mean, Frank Gore was there. He was the engine, but I don't think he still got the credit that he had from so many injuries to battle so much. Most of the time with a running back, when you go through certain injuries, you know, they always say the
expansion for a running back is like 5 years at the max to get the best out of him. But Frank Gore playing all these years, still playing right now at a high level at the age that he's in. Frank Gore, he still doesn't get the due justice that he deserves. So to me, Frank Gore.
All right. This is round 3. This might be the deciding round. Ron, you go up first. Mike, of course, you second. All right. Here's a question. Name the best MLB leadoff hitter since 1990. Not named Ricky Henderson, Derek Jeter, or Ichiro Suzuki. I'll ask you one more time. Name the best Major League Baseball leadoff hitter since 1990. Not named Ricky Henderson, Derek Jeter, or Ichiro Suzuki. Ron, you have up to 30 seconds to come up with your answer. Yeah, this is how we do it, man. I'm telling y'all, if y'all think y'all can do it, let me know. Let me know. I got y'all in this. And again, like I said, the winner gets $100. All right. So, and whoever loses has to pay that. I'm just kidding. No, you're getting $100 for us. So let us know. All right, Ryan, you have 10 seconds. All right, Ryan, let's go now.
Oh, man. The toughest, it's just so many that I probably could choose from. But not so many, but I think I would go with my guy. Oh, God, boy. I want to do first hitter. Tough one because I don't know as much about first hitters in baseball. So for me, I'm just throw out. Tough one. I want to go with if Chipper was one, that'd be the leadoff one I'd go with. Chipper, if he was a leadoff hitter. Don't know too much about baseball to a leadoff hitter wise, so ain't too much I can say on that end. So I'll just go with that. That's it.
All right, Mike. It's on you. Let's go now.
I'm gonna go with Juan Pierre. I know he slid off his last few years or whatever the case may be in the league, but when he was at the top of his game, he was one of the parental leadoff hitters in the game. I think his base on balls percentage was pretty decent. But when that guy got on, man, he was pretty much putting him on second base if you didn't have a pitcher that was good at picking off. So, Juan Pierre, I think he averaged over 30 steals a year. At the height of his career and whatnot, so I'm gonna go with Juan Pierre.
All right, and then you forgot to mention Jay-Z made a song about him. I'm just kidding. Remember I used to run base like Juan Pierre, but anyway, go ahead. All right, I need your votes, y'all. I need your votes. Let me know who won. I need your votes. Any way you can get them to me, let me know who you thought won. But I want to thank my contestants. I want to thank Ryan. I want to thank TJ. Hey, man, I appreciate you all. And we will let you know next week, all right? We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta Surgery Centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
What's good, family? I'm Marlon Sucker Free Jones, a Sucker Free Life Double LC, and I'm locked in every Saturday to the best sports show on the planet, the 3-Point Conversion, where no team or no player is off limits. So let's talk sports, the best of the best, the worst of the worst, and everything in between. Can you dig that?
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Man, it happens to the best of us, Ryan. Trust me, you're not the only one that happened to. It happened like 5 times already. So, hey, man, it's sports. That's what I say, man. And sometimes you just get like that. So, hey, you never know. You still can win. We'll see. All right. So, we got D Intellectual back in the building, and or on the phone lines, I should say. And we also have Dr. Fowler. What's going on, Dr. Fowler?
What's up, fellas? Happy early Easter.
Yes, sir. Happy early Easter. What you wearing tomorrow?
What am I wearing tomorrow? I mean, I'll live stream some church action, but I'm probably not going to lie, be in shorts and a T-shirt. So.
I'm just playing. I've been asking people that all week, man. What y'all going to do for, whatchamacallit? Oh, my God. But, hey, so this is our new segment, everyone, which is called Start, Bench, and Cut. This is where we will give us 3 players of the same sport, and then we choose who we want to start, bench, or cut. And once again, this is inspired by Damian Adams from The Real Deal with Damian Adams, also the writer and boxing expert for the 3-Point Conversion. All right, G, I'm going to let you take it away.
All right, start one, bench one, cut one. All right, the first one, trying to pull it up here. Okay. All right, so the first one, we got a trio of point guards that were all stars at one point or another. Kevin Johnson, Baron Davis, and Darren Williams.
Ooh, say them names again.
Okay, so Kevin Johnson, one of my favorite players of all time.
So I guess you're going to go first, D. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to start Kevin Johnson, bench Baron Davis, and Darren Williams, and go to the career.
Okay, why?
Injuries, and if you take away the Utah years, what do you have? 1 year in Brooklyn.
So we're going with the prime too, with their prime. So now you can add that also, but we're based off the prime.
Okay, even with that, I mean, you talk about Kevin Johnson, man. Come on, he was the prototypical point guard before they even knew what was going on. You know what I mean? Baron Davis. Remember that? What was it? The 2007 Golden State team?
Right.
With him and Stat.
Mm-hmm.
And not just that. When he went to Charlotte, when he was over there by himself jumping through gyms, it was all good. You know, and Darren Williams had some good years. We actually had an argument for, 2 or 3 years, whether or not him and Chris Paul was the best point guards in the league.
Right.
So I don't want to take away from what he did, but KJ and BD was they own their team.
So you cutting? So you starting KJ, cutting,
and Darren coming off the bench, and I'm cutting Darren.
Okay, all right, Dr. Fowler.
I don't want to sound like a broken record. I agree with D. I think KJ's in a way, maybe underrated or overlooked sometimes or forgotten about more than he should be. But I agree, is your prototypical point guard who I'd trust out there running the offense. I'd bring Barron off the bench. I think, especially in his prime, he was one of the most explosive point guards that we've ever seen. And similarly, no disrespect to Darren Williams. I just have him in third after those first two guys. So
this is tough for me, man. You know what? Just for the simple fact, I'm gonna go BD. I'm gonna start BD. BD could do it all. He could post up, take you, yoke on you. All of them could yoke on you, but post up, take you to the hole, get an assist. I mean, injuries messed him up, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Barron. I'm gonna bench D. Will, because like you said, the intellectual. At one point, we were talking he might be the best point guard in the NBA. We didn't say that about KJ. We didn't even say that about BD. I'm being biased with BD because BD my favorite player. But I mean, but everything BD could bring he had everything. But we actually talked about Darren Williams being maybe the best point guard in the league. And this prime Darren Williams is giving me 25 and 9. You know, we thought it was Boozer, but we all saw that it was mostly Darren Williams that really carried that Utah team, because when he came to Chicago, Boozer didn't do anything. So I'm a bench Darren Williams, and I hate to do this, but I have to cut KJ, man. I think he's one of the most underrated players in the league, but ever played. But yeah, that's what I'm going with.
All right, I'm going to go with I'm going to start Darren Williams. I feel like he's better all around out of these three. And he could use his size and strength. You know, that I think that's what gave him an advantage over a lot of point guards. And at one point we talked about, there was the argument, who was the better point guard, him or Chris Paul? And that was for because they were in the same draft, but two, for probably like a 3 or 4 year period, that was a legit debate to have. I would bench Kevin Johnson. Even though I think he was only maybe a 2 or 3 time All-Star, something like that. He was averaging 20 and 8 to 10 assists a game. And he was a major reason why Charles Barkley even got to that finals. And I would cut Baron Davis. I think once he left Charlotte, once he left the Hornets, it was all downhill for him from there. So I would do that.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. Like I said, Damian Adams said I feel some type of way of Boozer, but that like you said, that was a tough one. Hey, I agree. I mean, I think all of us made good points, man. So I'm with you, G. It's on you, G. Go ahead.
All right, the next one, we got 3 of the greatest tight ends to ever play the game: Tony Gonzalez, Shannon Sharp, Rob Gronkowski.
So whoever you say go.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, D, you can go first.
All right, I'm going to start with Shannon, man. I'm going to start with Shea, man, because before they even knew what a tight end was, he showed you what it's about. I think he might have one of the longest receptions in playoff history or something. Ain't it like 99 yards? Something like that. And he just did it. He did it all. He blocked. He ran fast. Anything in his area, he catching. After Shannon, I'm gonna have to go with Tony Gonzalez. All he did was put up numbers every time he wanted to do it, and he just did it, man. He catch touchdowns. He gonna block for you. He gonna run the perfect route. He gonna be the perfect team guy. He gonna do what he need to do. And unfortunately, you got to cut Rob Gronkowski, even though people gonna say he's probably the best tight end ever. For me, he's a great tight end. But But I've seen some great tight ends, and I just don't think that Gronkowski is better than either one of those.
All right, Dr. Fowler?
I'm gonna flip things a little bit. I'm gonna go Tony Gonzalez starting. To me, I think when I think of, I agree that Sharp was obviously a little before Gonzalez and kind of defined the position. But if I had to think, for me, who I think is the best all-around tight end of all time, it'd be Tony Gonzalez. I would put Sharp coming off the bench and with Gronk again, kind of like Dee just said, he was unstoppable. But I'm gonna cut him for the sake of one. He had Tom Brady 24/7, and two, I feel like he created a lot of off-field distraction for my team and my locker room that I don't need. So
for real,
you know what?
He in WWE now.
Right. You know what, Dr. Fowler, that's a good point, because I'm with you. I got to start, just because that last point, I have to start Tony Gonzalez. He did it with Trent Green, and then he went to Atlanta, and he also did it with Matt Ryan at an older age. Then I got to go with Shannon Sharp, Uncle Shay Shay, just because, like you said, he started. He also did it that way. He played with John Elway. Then he went to Baltimore. Was Baltimore's offense, and with Trent Dilfer, and was great. You couldn't stop him, even though you knew he was getting the ball. No receivers, he still got the ball. Gronk is great, man, but that was a great point. He played with Brady the whole time.
24/7.
Yeah, so I'm with you.
Okay. I don't understand you guys' logic at all here.
That's a great. I'm just saying they're more proven than he is. What?
I'm starting Rob Gronkowski every time. Out of these three, I'm starting Gronkowski every single time. When he wasn't there, Brady looked iffy. He may have had Brady, but when he wasn't on the field, Brady looked iffy without him.
Good point.
And we saw that a lot because he got hurt quite a bit, but he still won 3 Super Bowls. I'm benching Tony Gonzalez. Yeah, he put up a lot of numbers. He was a go-to guy for a very long time, and he played with a lot of different quarterbacks. And even all the way to the end, he was still very productive. Even when he came to Atlanta, still very productive. And I'm cutting Shannon Sharp, even though if it's between Gonzalez and Sharp, I'm picking Tony Gonzalez. Even though Sharp was very productive and he played in an era to where kind of the tight end was starting to become a more utilized weapon, more than just blocking. And he had a great run with Denver and Baltimore, but I think that the production and how he was used, you kind of look, if you're looking for a go-to receiver out of Gonzalez and Sharp, I'm more likely to pick Gonzalez because that's what he was asked to do. And Sharp, he's probably a better all-around tight end than Gonzalez, but it just depends on which kind of team you're trying to build here. So,
right.
But I would still go with Tony. I would go with.
I want to say this real quick. The thing with Sharp, and that's a good point, because the other two, they lined out wide. Sharp never lined out wide. He might have been in the slot a few times, but Sharp mostly was coming out the tight end position. He was just on his 3 fingers, 3-point stands, and he'd come out. So, man, just imagine what Sharp would have been if he played in that era. But I mean, good point. You can't go wrong with either one of those. So I agree, man.
All right. So this next one, we're looking at the college football career. College football career only. Cam Newton, Vince Young, Deshaun Watson as college quarterbacks. I would start with Mr. Controversy.
Oh, dang. Whew. Okay. All right. You said Cam Newton, Deshaun Watson,
Vince Young.
And Vince Young. Oh, I got to go. First, I got to start Deshaun Watson. I never, I don't think I've ever seen a quarterback in college play like that great, that the only other quarterback that came close, but he didn't run as much, was Charlie Ward. But when I think about Deshaun Watson, man, his decision making was so great. You couldn't. I mean, he was great at that. He always knew when to run, knew when to throw. Always ran at the right time to get the first down. But he was just awesome. Anytime you can almost beat Alabama team twice, he should have beat them twice. And for Nick Saban to say he's one of them quarterbacks he couldn't, is crazy. I'm gonna go Vince Young. Even though Nick Saban said that about Cam Newton also, Cam Newton was the other one, but I'm going to go Vince Young. I think Vince Young was clutch. He was a guy, he probably ran more than everybody else, but he could throw too, but he was a guy like, he was just a game changer. All of them was game changers, but he was clutch. He came up big late in the games, man, and I think that's what separates him from Cam Newton. I might have to cut Cam.
Dr. Fowler?
Oh, man. I guess I'll go a little different. I mean, they've all won championships. I think I'm going to start Vince Young, actually, and that's more, I guess, out of respect for who he be. I mean, obviously Deshaun and we were just talking about was going up against Alabama, but that USC team that Vince Young took down with Bush and Palmer and everything else was insane, and Vince Young was doing a lot of it by himself. So at least in that championship game too. So I'm going to go Vince Young starting, kind of for a similar reason. I'm going to take Cam off the bench because I don't think he had as much talent at Auburn as Watson had at Clemson, and then no disrespect to Deshaun Watson, but I'm cutting him just.
What? You cutting Deshaun Watson?
Cutting Deshaun Watson.
Oh my God, the travesty! Oh my.
Hey, this is everyone's opinion.
Oh my God!
All right.
I thought I heard you right, but it didn't click. Go ahead, man.
All right,
Wow.
D, what you got?
All right, so I remember seeing this young man play as a junior. We actually went to the football game to see a running back that was a friend of mine's brother, to watch him play. And it was just this junior quarterback. I think he played for, I forgot his high school, his Gainesville, something like that. But it was just junior quarterback that was just throwing the ball. And we looking out there like, I said, this boy going to the NFL. And that would be Deshaun Watson. He started. All he do is win. That's the only thing he know how to do is win. So that's why I'm going to put him up there. After that, it's going to be Vince Young. And the reason I'm going to put Vince Young there is because Cam only did it for a year. Not saying that he couldn't be better or was going to be better, but we only saw 1 year. Vince Young, he might have only won 1 year, which was a great year. Like you talked about it, Dr. Fowler. Look at that team he beat as USC, but he also had a great year prior to that. So that's why that's what my ranking is: Deshaun, Vince, then Cam.
All right, I'm gonna start Vince Young. He could unofficially be called the King of Pasadena, winning back-to-back Rose Bowls as a sophomore and junior, and ran for 200 yards in both of them, I feel like. But he carried that Texas team to a lot of wins over a 2-year period. He was dominant. Off the bench, I'm gonna go with Deshaun Watson. Mr. Controversy said, he nearly beat Alabama twice. He was able to at least get them one time. And it seemed like whenever it came down to a big play, Deshaun Watson could make that play. And he's doing that in the NFL now. I know that's not part of it, but we saw it at Clemson. And based on, and for me, this really came down to how they performed in the championship game. Vince Young had the best performance out of the three, and then I'd say Deshaun Watson, and then Cam. So that's why I would cut Cam based solely on how they performed in the championship game. He played okay, but he wasn't. It didn't seem like he was the Heisman Trophy great that he was, because I think he had his one season is better than their whatever seasons the other two guys had.
Who Cam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as going down to the championship game, I'll go by the championship game performance. And by far, Vince Young had the best of those three.
You know, I couldn't see it because that's when we had the little snow thing down here, and my cable was cut off. Remember, it snowed, and we was out for like a week in Atlanta. Like, couldn't nobody go anywhere but golly, 400 yards and like 150 rushing yards in the championship game? Go ahead, man.
Crazy.
I can't believe us. Go ahead.
All right, and the last one here, we got some all-star scores. Sean Elliott, Jamal Mashburn, and Manu Ginobili. I'll start this one. I'm gonna start.
Oh hell no!
What?
You good?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
You good?
Yeah.
I cut out too. I didn't hear the names.
Oh, okay. Sean Elliott, Jamal Mashburn, Manu Ginobili. So I'll start this one. I'm going to start in his prime. I'm starting Jamal Mashburn. I think he's the most versatile scorer of the three. He could post up. He could shoot from outside. He could score any kind of way. And at his size, he was like 6'8", 230, 240. Like, he's a big dude. So he was a mismatch, I think. Off the bench, because it was his role his entire career, Manu Ginobili. He'd come in and he could score different kinds of ways. He was actually a better shooter than his percentage shows. I thought he was a good shooter. He can get to the basket. I think that surprised a lot of people. And him getting to the basket as far as like his footwork, using the Euro step and everyone copying him, he's an innovator. And I'm going to cut Sean Elliott. I think that his style of play probably would be great in today's game. But I think back then his role was changed. Like his role was going to be different. He wasn't going to be the big time scorer every time, playing alongside David Robinson and then later on Tim Duncan. So we didn't get to see a whole lot of it, but based on what I've seen out of these three, I'm cutting him. Mm-hmm. All right, D, what you got?
I'm gonna start Monster Mash. His inside mid-range game was crazy, and I'll never forget how he cooked Scottie Pippen for that 50 in the United Center when it first opened. Mm-hmm. His mid-range game was ridiculous, and if it wasn't for Tony Braxton, Dallas might have had a party a long time ago. After that, I'm gonna go with Ginobili. You know, not only did he win a whole lot of championships, like G said, the Euro step is created because of him. What's going on with the Euro and all this and all that, that's because of him. He is not only the ultimate sixth man, he is the definition of the sixth man. And mind you, I could leave your team and go start anywhere else. Sean Elliott was a good player. I like him. I like how he used to drive to the rim, dunk on people. He still can hit the three. And he also, if I'm not mistaken, beat cancer and came back and won the championship. So we can't take that away from him. But that's what I'm going to do. Jamal Mashburn starting, Ginobili off the bench, and Sean Elliott getting cut.
All right, Dr. Fowler.
Yeah, I guess I'll make it consistent for now. I think Mashburn starting, kind of like everyone said, he was the most dynamic to me of the three in his prime. I remember watching him in some of those, even going back before the NBA, those Kentucky Duke battles in college. So I had respect from him from the get-go. But I'd start him kind of same thing, bring Manu off the bench, and Sean Elliott, like I said, I think he was a good player, different era. I respect his game in NBA Jam, but I guess I'd have to cut him. So.
All right, I'm gonna go Monster Mash. Of course, Monster Mash is that guy. Y'all said it all. He was disappointing career, and he had a good career. But I'm saying, I just knew he was gonna be all-star for 9 to 10 years. I'm gonna go Sean Elliott, man. Like y'all said, Elliott, because all these players kind of to me are kind of the same. They all played off the bench, started, made an all-star or two. But with Sean Elliott, like D said, Sean Elliott drive to the hole, poke on you. He was a slasher, but could shoot the three. And honestly, at that time, that was kind of rare to see somebody do that back then. This is early 90s, before he had the cancer, made an all-star in 94. But it was rare to see somebody slash to the hole, dunk and all that, but he could shoot the three, he had just good game, he could play. And then I'm going to go with Manu. I'm going to cut Manu. And honestly, the main reason, like you said, man, he had cancer, man. He beat it. He came back, man. So I can't cut him for that, man. So ain't his fault he had it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm starting Monster, benching Elliott, and I'm going to cut Manu. All right, y'all. Appreciate that. Appreciate Dr. Fowler. I'm surprised you ain't. I knew you was gonna mention Duke in that segment. Surprised you ain't talk about the game-winning shot by Christian, but no, appreciate it. And of course, man, that was a great segment. We're gonna take a quick break. We will be right back.
Have you been looking for a radio station that gives you sports?
I don't believe it! It's a touchdown!
Entertainment?
Are you not entertained?
And other special interest talk shows?
Well, isn't that special?
All on one app?
Yo, that's dope. What app is that?
It's the Real 1100 AM app for WWE. Grab it for free in your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge, and due to time constraints, I'm gonna just make this quick. I'm gonna just say something for a minute, and then we're gonna get out of here. Appreciate D for coming on, man. I appreciate Dr. Fowler and the guests and everything, but I want to say quickly that hopefully, we're waiting for sports to come back. But have y'all noticed that you starting to see people tweet on Facebook and all that you never seen? Like, I ain't never seen Barry Sanders tweet. Barry Sanders, I think he become a top tweeter on Twitter right now. Like, what? But it's cool, man. That's one thing I like about the athletes, that they are noticing that, and it's like, you know what? It is our job to entertain, so let's continue to entertain. I don't know if the NBA is influencing them, or if they're doing that or not, but either or, whether it is or not, the fact that you see a lot of them, on social media interacting with people and interacting with, I guess they boys or whatever, then they have it on Twitter or Instagram or whatever. But I think that's dope. Probably smart too, so that they don't get caught up where we not used to seeing them anymore. But I still think it's dope for us to, be able to see them interact and everything. So shout out to them, man. And again, y'all stay healthy. But you hear this music, you already know what it means. It means it's time to let you go. But before we let you go, we have a couple of shout outs, and stay tuned because you might be one of them. First, I want to give a shout out to Almighty God for giving me this opportunity to do what I do, say what I say. Actually let me live to see another day and be healthy. But to make you all mad, upset, want to give me the stop it button, I appreciate that, God. Really, I do. Also, you know what, Jerry? I don't really have nothing to say, but I still thank you. Anyway, man, I appreciate you, for giving me that little drop, man. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate it, Jerry.
Thank you, Raphael.
Also, I want to thank my guests again. I want to thank Mike, a.k.a. TJ Bentley. Also, Ryan Jones Sr., I want to thank Dr. Fowler for coming on. I appreciate y'all. I want to thank my producer, engineer, all of that guy, my man G. And I want to thank my road dog, D Intellectual. I don't know if he's still here or not.
Thanks for everything. Make sure everybody stay safe during this period of time, man. It's ugly, but like Mr. Controversy always say, love family, love friends, and do everything you're supposed to do. And listen, wash your hands.
Right, wash your hands. Yep, that's true. That's key.
And put the gloves in the trash can.
Yeah,
don't throw them in the parking lot.
Yeah, that too.
You're not helping.
And then if you're wearing gloves, don't touch all the meat and do all of that, whatever, and keep them on until you get home.
And don't eat no food with your gloves on.
Right. Yeah. Just anyway. I'm sorry. This is not a health class, but anyway, we just observe saying the stuff we observed. But also, I want to thank my beautiful wife, lovely children, my family, my aunties, uncles, cousins, nephew, nieces, brothers, sisters, grandparents. I want to, and my play cousin, I want to say, hey, love family, let family love you. Love on them while they're still alive. And also eat good. Enjoy these reruns of sports and everything, man. Enjoy family time like you have it. Because ladies, once sports comes, it's about to be a wrap. But until then, next week, same time, same show, same crazy host, same sports nonsense. Will you miss me? I'm out. Peace. You just got done listening to the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts at the 3-Point Conversion. And also make sure you check out our website, the3pointconversion.com. Be sure to follow us live and listen every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern.
You're going to learn today. You're going to learn today.